Everyone is talking about the Knicks being up 2-0 in the NBA Finals, but honestly, I think Knicks fans are missing the bigger picture because over the last few days, the good news just keeps piling up for New York. And when you put all of it together, Game 3 suddenly starts looking very different than a lot of people expected because right now, the Knicks are not just winning games, they're quietly building those advantages. And some of those advantages could end up deciding this entire series. Let's get into it. So the first piece of good news is obviously the most important. The Knicks did exactly what championship teams are supposed to do. They took care of business on the road. Winning one game in San Antonio would have been huge, but winning both, that's a completely different conversation. Now all the pressure shifts. The Spurs are no longer trying to win the series, they're trying to save it. Because if New York wins Game 3 at Madison Square Garden, you are suddenly talking about a potential 3-0 lead in the NBA Finals, and historically that's basically impossible to come back from. But here's where the second piece of good news comes in: Mitchell Robinson. Remember where we were a week ago? Knicks fans were panicking about the broken pinky, people were wondering if he would even be able to contribute in the final stage, and instead he's become one of the most important players in this series off the bench. The rebounds, the rim protection, the extra possessions, and the physicality. Everything Mitchell Robinson does is making life harder for San Antonio, and the best part, he doesn't even need the ball on offense. Those are the types of players that win championships. Now let's talk about another piece of good news that I don't think enough people are discussing, and that is that the Spurs youth is finally starting to show. Now don't get me wrong, this is an incredibly talented team. Victor Wembanyama is a superstar. Stephon Castle is going to be a problem for years. This team is not going anywhere, but the NBA Finals is different. The pressure is different and the spotlight is different, and in the biggest moments of Game 2, we saw some of that inexperience show up. The turnover late, the miscommunication, the rushed decisions. Those are mistakes that veteran teams do not usually make, and right now the Knicks are taking advantage of every single one, which brings me to another huge piece of good news: Mikal Bridges. I genuinely think Mikal is becoming one of the biggest X factors in this series because everybody expects Brunson and Cat to be great and to put up numbers, but Bridges keeps making those winning plays that are not really talked about enough. Whether it's defense, whether it's shot making, whether it's calming things down when the game starts getting chaotic. He just keeps showing up, and honestly, I don't even think we've seen his best finals game yet, which should be a scary thought for San Antonio. Now here's the part that really stands out to me: the mentality. Because if you've listened to the Knicks over the last few days, nobody is acting like the job is finished, nobody is celebrating that much, nobody's talking about being up 2-0, nobody is acting satisfied. That's the culture that Mike Brown has helped create, and I think Knicks fans should appreciate that. Because we've seen teams get comfortable before, we've seen teams start reading headlines, we've seen teams start believing that the series is already over, but this group does not seem interested in any of that. Every interview sounds the same, every press conference sounds the same, and every player sounds locked in. The message is simple: win the next game. That is it, and that's exactly how championship teams operate. Now let's talk about Madison Square Garden, because this is another reason that Knicks fans should feel excited, because the finals are finally coming home. Think about how long this fan base, including myself, has waited for this moment. The Garden is going to be insane. Every loose ball is going to feel bigger. Every Brunson bucket is going to feel louder. Every Mitchell Robinson rebound is going to shake the building. And if the Spurs struggled with pressure at home, imagine what they're about to experience in New York. That is not an easy environment for a young team, not even close, which leads me to what I think is the biggest piece of good news of all. The Knicks still have not played their best basketball. Seriously, think about it. Have we seen a perfect Brunson game yet? No. Have we seen a dominant Cat game yet? Not really. And have we seen Bridges completely take over? Not yet. And despite all of that, New York is still up 2-0. That's what should scare the Spurs, because when you're down 2-0, you usually hope the other team has already shown you its best. I don't think the Knicks have, and I think that there's still another level they can reach, and if they find it at Madison Square Garden of all places, this series could change very quickly. So yes, the Knicks being up 2-0 is obviously great news, but honestly, that's only part of the story. Mitchell Robinson looks healthy enough to keep impacting games. The Spurs youth is showing. Mikal Bridges keeps getting more comfortable. Mike Brown has this team completely locked in. The finals are coming to Madison Square Garden, and the Knicks still have not played their best basketball. That's why the good news just keeps coming for New York, and if you're a Knicks fan, you have every reason to feel excited heading into Game 3. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you'll not want to miss. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.